all the stars in my eyes were obscured by the clouds of problems gone unsolved. I've been invisible for so long, all the marks of such are starting to show up. And now you've taken pity on me, you're making gestures of sweet, I'll take them and shut up. New chapter in our book, you're finally taking a look, and it's the worst of me.
Welcome to Yogaxpress, the mobile stretch clinic that takes yoga to the people. It's so easy to get lost in beautiful music, and we have Kiriake Bozas to thank for that beautiful music, that opening music. Kiriake has a wonderful CD called Teacher, and she will talk about her music and the yoga connection in one of the future episodes, maybe a few weeks from now. Right now, we have another special guest with us, Dr. Padmini Murthy, and Dr. Murthy has been with us in the last 2 episodes as well, and she has decided to stay with us and help us clear all those cobwebs about the medical connection with yoga. Thank you for being here once again with us.
Thank you for having me and continuing to have me without throwing me out.
No. We love having you here because you bring a wonderful perspective to all our beliefs. So what we believe is correct so far. We hope that we continue to stay on that line, but with a greater, deeper understanding of what we are doing. So faith is good, but I think understanding is even more important. So thank you for that, Padmini. Josiane Hurd to my extreme right, Paul Pierot behind me. Josiane used to be a dancer, you can tell from the way she moves. And Josiane's going to talk to us at some point. What kind of dancing did you practice?
Belly dancing.
Belly dancing. So you can see the grace in her movement despite an injured knee. So well done. Thank you for being here. You're very sporting to be here. Paul Pierot. Paul studies movement, and he has been gracious enough to be with us here one more time. Very brave among 5 girls. And we have Janet Oldenbrook, who is a health practitioner. Janet has been with us in quite a few of the previous episodes. Thank you for being here again with us. And I'm sorry I have to keep turning around, but we've already introduced, she's a Kiriake. She's allowed us to call her Keiki sometimes, but Kiriake is her
Stage name, yeah.
stage name. So thank you. Thanks to all of you for being here. I also want to thank our crew in the back, Josh Valinsky, Danny Darrow, and Meriden Villanova. And I believe Shanti Rika has just come in, so thank you, all of you, for being here with us. Today we're going to try and pick up again one more time from where we left off yesterday. We were doing a few forward folds that would help activate the upper abdominal region. We did some folds and massages to massage the lower abdominal region for constipation. Yesterday we were trying to target diabetes. We're trying to get into forward folds. We did not quite complete that, but you get the general picture. Actually folding forward so your upper abdominal region gets activated, the pancreas and the liver can do their jobs properly. Padmini gave a wonderful explanation of what happens. The insulin production increases.
What I said is, according to the research which was done in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, that the insulin requirement or the dosage of insulin required by diabetics to control their blood glucose levels has shown to have come down as a result of yoga.
Wow, there you go. I like the way she put it. It's so nice and concise and very compact and very, very careful. As a physician, she knows how to put the wording together. So thank you. I really appreciate you being here. It has really given us a wonderful perspective.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we love having you here. Today we're going to try and focus on back bends to help strengthen our lower back and perhaps prevent lumbago. A lot of young people tend not to be very careful about their back, especially young people who have jobs where you need to move stuff physically. And I learned a little trick very early in my life. What you cannot move with one leg, do not try to shift with 2 hands. So you try to push. If you have a big box on the floor, don't try to lift it straight right away. Try to push it with 1 foot. If you cannot move with 1 foot, You should not try and lift it with two hands. So let's try and do a few back bends. Let's stand up. And after the lumbago stretches, the back strengtheners, we'll go into a few forward folds that will help stretch our sciatic nerve. So hopefully we'll get some relief from sciatica as well. Lumbago involves back strengtheners. So we're going to try and do postures, get into postures that we have not got into in the last couple of episodes. This one is a balanced posture. It's called Natarajasana. Now you do not have to, folks at home, if you want to hold on to the back of a chair, do so. Transfer your body weight to your right leg. Lift your left heel and take your left foot from behind and clasp your left ankle with your left hand. Now if you want to hold on to each other for balance, now you can probably hold on to Josiane because your right arm is free. Hold on. Now for the sake of balance, inhale and raise your right arm up. Now in this posture, you'll wonder this is not a back bend, but you will see where we have to bend our back. We're going to exhale and lift our left knee as we dip our torso just a little bit. Don't dip too much because what you want to do is try to compact your lower back muscles. Inhale, raise your left knee. Exhale, dip your torso just a little bit. Do not get discouraged if you fall out of the posture. Get right back in. Make sure you tighten your lower back muscles. Strengthen your back. We don't want to go down all the way today because what we are trying to do is just keep our back nice and strong. Inhale, come up. Release the left leg and then release the arms. Now transfer the weight to your left leg. Raise your right heel just a little bit. Padmini is already raring to go. She loves this one.
Trying to do it.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Now for the sake of balance, to start with, if you want, you can place your left hand on your left hip and then bend your right leg at the knee. Hold your right ankle from behind. I can already see Janet knows exactly what she's doing. I can see her on the monitor and through the back of my eye, back of my head actually. I've got eyes in the back. Now, inhale, raise your left arm. And I might keep my forefinger and my thumb together, and I believe that I'm sort of circling and keeping the energy within me. Exhale, dip your torso just a little bit. But as we dip, tighten your gluteals, tighten your lower back muscles, and raise your right knee as high as you can and hold. Remember, hold your posture, not your breath. Keep breathing. Inhale, very gently. Release your right leg and then release your left arm. You might notice that I got my right leg down a little too fast. That simply means my concentration wavered. That's what happens. If our concentration wavers even a little bit, we tend to come down a little less gracefully. Now, I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but I need to be aware, and I am aware. Even if you didn't notice, I brought it to your attention. Folks at home, if you find concentration is a bit of a problem on certain days, that's fine. Use a little bit of external help. Use someone next to you. Use the back of a chair. But just do your stretches as safely as you can. Just keep doing that. So you got one stretch. Let's see if we can do another one. Let's come down on our hands and knees. This is a cat posture. It's called Marjariasana. Your palms are just below your shoulders. Toes are curled in. Bring your knees about hip width apart. Knees are just below the hips. Hands are about shoulder width apart, just below the shoulders. We're going to inhale and lift our chin up as we inhale, and we're going to dip our torso down. As we dip down, we're going to inhale, dip our torso, and as we dip down, make sure you tighten your lower back muscles. Inhale and exhale, arch your back, uncurl your toes. One more time. Inhale, curl your toes. Exhale, arch your back. We're going to go into let's come up on our knees. We'll do a little bit of a back bend. It's actually a bit of a steep back bend, but what we're trying to do is make sure that we strengthen our lower back muscles, what they call the sacrum area. Just remember, keep your muscles nice and tight. If you tighten your gluteal muscles, you will be able to just tighten your lower back. Keep your knees apart just a little bit, maybe about 3 to 4 inches apart. Remember, if your knees are closer together, you get a more intense quad stretch, but your back bend is still going to be the same. Since the purpose of today's stretches is actually back bends, we're going to keep our knees apart just a little bit. If you want to reach, if you feel that it's very vital for you to have your palms reach your heels, you can curl your toes in. Josiane, I want you to be careful. Folks at home, remember, if you have tender knees today, don't curl your toes in. When you curl your toes, there's pressure on the knees, so keep your feet flat. So just be safe. It doesn't matter if your hands don't reach your heels. Just stay with some part on the back of your body and you're fine. Place your palms behind your buttocks. Well, why don't some of us just turn sideways so they can see what we're doing. Inhale. Bring your chest up. Head goes up. Now glide your palm behind, down the back of your legs, very gently. Place your right hand over your right heel, left hand over the left heel, and you might find your body tilting backwards. Bring your pelvis forward just a little bit. Hold your posture, not your breath. Inhale. Bring your right hand back to your buttock and your left hand back. Very gently, lift your head and release. If I did not remind you a third time, you should have tightened your lower back muscles. I hope we all remember to do that when we went back. Paul, the idea in this episode is to keep our back nice and strong and nice and tight. Let's do another back bend. We will stay where we are, sit on our heels, and place your palms just behind your hips. So your right palm next to your right hip, left palm goes behind your left hip. Very gently lower your right elbow down. If you need to use, that's fine. You can keep your feet extended, that's fine. If you keep your feet extended, your back bend may be just a little less intense, but the point is you're still bending. You're bending over backwards. We bend over backwards for you. How's that for a tagline? Your right elbow goes on the floor, left elbow goes on the floor, and once both your elbows are down, tilt your head back. Breathe normally. Hold your posture, not your breath. We cannot stress that enough. Inhale. Let's come up. Press with your right palm, and then with your left palm, very gently bring your body upright. We're going to go into one seated back strengthener. Even though it's not a back bend, you will need to engage your lower back muscles to get into this posture. Shall we try the boat? You're okay with your knees, right? Your legs are going to be extended, the full boat.
Which one is that?
Posture number 31. You want to try that? All right. No, let's not do that. Let's go into prone position. Let's all of us come down on our belly in prone position. Palms just below the shoulders. Your feet are extended straight out, and your forehead is to the ground. Make sure that your forehead, in cobra position, the forehead is always on the floor in the start of cobra position. Now, as we inhale, we are going to press with our palms on the floor. Make sure the tops of your feet are nice and firm on the ground. Keep your heels and your feet very close together. Inhale and lift your torso. Press with your palms. Inhale and let's come up. Use your lower back muscles. Stay strong. We're going to pretend we're all cobras over here, king cobras. King cobra would go all the way up. Queen cobras. Okay, there you go. So hold. Make sure you tighten your gluteal muscles, your lower back muscles. Exhale and release. Forehead is on the ground. I think we did some wonderful back bends. We're not going to do one more. It's very tempting and we really don't want to come out of this, but let's bend our feet, legs at the knee. Let's bend our legs and clasp the left ankle with the left hand, right ankle with the right hand. Flex your feet. Oh, okay, our viewers cannot hear us. We had a few callers calling in. Wow. Okay, clasp both your ankles with both hands. And this time what we're going to do, keep your chin on the floor. As we inhale, we're going to peel our chest and our knees off the floor. Use your lower back muscles. Tighten your glutes. Inhale. Let's come up. Well, where is the mic? All right. Folks at home, if you cannot hear us, watch us. Exhale. and release. Now let's come up, press with your palms, let's come up in seated position. And I think this sequence as well as the next one we're going to go into, which will be a lot of forward folds for sciatic relief and also for hopefully for preventing sciatica, are mainly intended to retrain neglected muscles. We've been neglecting a lot of our muscles over a period of time. We sit in chairs a lot, so we find it hard to cross our legs. If you sit on the floor a lot, as one of our producers, Paula Gloria, does, she doesn't sit on the floor, but she sits cross-legged in chairs, and she loves it. She's very comfortable. You will find that over time, your muscles retrain themselves, and you will be very comfortable. So let's do this. Let's come up. Let's stand up. We're going to go into a few forward folds and stretch our sciatic nerves. Now, the first one, and after we go into these stretches, maybe you can help touch, shed some light on sciatica and lumbago. No, okay, we won't go. But basically, these are muscle stretches and muscle strengtheners. So maybe at some other point, Padmini is going to bring some of her specialist friends and help us address those issues. So, but thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that.
No, I mean, you know what? I'm not a neurologist, and
Right.
so I do not exactly know the benefits, but specifically we'll try to get a neurologist or somebody to
That'd be
explain
lovely.
that.
We'd really love that. Let's keep our heels together, toes slightly apart. I'm going to stagger myself. Maybe I'll come forward just a little bit. Palms by your side. Inhale. Bring your arm. Let me not hit you. So maybe I should go, but no, stay where you are. You're doing fine. Yeah. Inhale, bring your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your palms all the way overhead. This time, clasp the opposite elbows. We're going to fold. This is Uttanasana. Uttan is just forward fold. In North America, I believe this posture is also called ragdoll, when you fold over.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
As we exhale, we're going to fold over with your back as straight as we can keep it. So, exhale and fold. Now hold your posture, not your breath. Try to breathe normal. Now this is one of the times when it's okay to suspend your neck because you still have the connection with your arms, so your neck is not stressed out. Very gently, we're going to place our palms on the mat in front of us, about 2 feet away from our 2 feet. Okay, take our left leg back, and then our right leg. It should feel a beautiful, delicious stretch in the back of your legs. And this actually helps stretch the sciatic nerves. We hope that you'll find some relief, but it's more to make your sciatic nerves nice and supple so you don't have any of that pain at any point in future. So let's hold. Let's place our knees on the ground very gently. Come back to seated position. We're going to do a few more stretches with our legs extended in front of us. We have time for maybe a couple of stretches. How are we doing for time, Meriden? We have another
19 minutes.
Fantastic. 19 minutes. Wow, that's good. That's good. So we have a lot. We are looking forward to a lot of discussion about your book there. So keep both your legs extended. Bring your palms by the side of your hips. Inhale. Take your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Keep your feet flexed. Exhale. Fold from the hip. Try to keep your back straight. And if your hands do not come over the soles of your feet, that's fine. You should just feel a wonderful stretch below, in the back of your thighs, the back of your legs. And if you feel it's a little painful, you can always lift your knee just a little bit to ease the pain. But this is a little bit of a mini series about sciatic stretches to help ease sciatica and maybe even prevent it at some point. So you want to feel that stretch if you can. So if your hands don't go over your feet, you can place them at the ankles, at the calves, wherever you can get there today. Keep exhaling. You'll find the more you exhale, the deeper you could go into the stretch. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale and release. How does that feel? I'm going to get some feedback from Janet. How do you feel?
Well, my back needed that very
Your back
much.
needed that.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it feels good. What about you?
Feels like
Josiane, feels nice.
A rejuvenation. Blood
We
flowing.
believe actually in yoga, what we believe, for every posture there should be a counter posture. That's why we combine these two for back bends and forward bends. So the spinal flexions and inversions apparently help keep the spine healthy. Do you think you could address that a little bit?
As I told you, I'm not an orthopedic
okay, we won't go into
surgeon, and I do not want to talk about something I'm not an expert
Sure.
at and have very little knowledge about. But what you say might be true from the yoga viewpoint, but
Right.
then again,
We'll get
it would
you'll
be
get
nice.
us an expert,
Yeah,
won't you, to talk
hopefully.
to
I mean,
Okay.
I'm not. It's like, yes, I would reach out to somebody, and if they're willing to come, definitely, and talk
That'd be
about it.
wonderful.
That would be great.
That'll be wonderful. Kiriake, give us your perspective. How do you feel so far?
I feel really good.
And you're going to stay with yoga? You're going to keep stretching?
I will keep doing my stretches. Yes,
Good.
I will keep doing my stretches or exercises. I don't want to say stretch.
Paul, we're all very aware now. You made us very aware of the term that we're using. So you're going to be very careful. But actually, Paul, why don't you tell us, we have a couple of extra minutes before we go. We want to touch on Padmini's book one more time. But can
I'd
you
like
tell
to
us
hear
you're
more.
talking
I
about that?
look forward to hearing more about Minnie's books, which I think is
Okay,
a very,
let's do
well,
that.
I'm happy to talk too, but I just say, I think that's
We'll
a
do that
very
later
important book, a very important matter.
Thank
and-
you.
Yeah, why don't Padmini has this wonderful book called Women's Global Health and Human Rights, and she's going to tell us a little more about it. I did have some questions though. Do you mind, Padmini, before we go ahead? I had some
Not
very
at
specific
all.
questions.
If there's anything specific any of you would like to ask me, I would be happy to, because this is an area I'm comfortable with.
Well, the best thing is you're donating all the proceeds
Yes,
to charity.
actually, yes. Thank you
really
so much. The proceeds, which the book did pretty well, I mean, as well as it can do for a book like this. And the proceeds I have donated to Mother Teresa's organization, because I have a lot of admiration for Mother Teresa. And incidentally, she's going to be, it's her centenary coming up in a couple of days. And the other organization, charity, which I feel very strongly about, is an NGO from India. I'm originally from India. I'm a naturalized American, but I like to say I'm a global citizen, as we all are, because it's such a melting pot, and is an NGO in India which helps out women and children with special needs.
What is NGO again?
NGO is a non-governmental organization.
Non-governmental organization, like the UN?
No,
No.
the UN is,
Is a government.
yes,
Okay.
it is. So an NGO is a non-governmental organization.
And I noticed in your book, I did go through several pages and I found it was beautifully written, and you've
Thank
connected
you.
all the chapters very well together as well. But I'm curious, you believe, and that comes out in the pages as well, you believe women's health is important not just for women, but for men also. How so?
Yes, absolutely. Because if you invest in women, you make the communities healthy.
Paul,
if you
take note.
if you have a woman, the woman who is sick in the family, whether it's a mother, an aunt or a daughter, usually somebody who's the caregiver, the caretaker. So if these women are not well, then the whole family suffers. So it's community. So that's why, and we definitely need male participation and government support also when policies are crafted, because women have special needs. So that's why women's health is not only important for themselves, but for everybody.
Right.
I hope I've answered your question.
No, by extension, women's health is very important. I was also curious about one other thing. Is there, as individuals and as a group, is there something we can either individually or collectively do to increase this awareness? What can we do?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. I think it's really important as an individual basis when, especially when you reach out to people, because everybody's culture is different. But when you make them aware that when you give women equal rights or address their needs, it's not a violation of culture. You're actually strengthening the fabric. Because really, women hold up more than half the sky in whatever they do.
Oh, I like that.
So,
Holding up the sky.
yeah, so I think, we all know that Atlas held up the sky, but I would say it's a woman, Athena. Kiki is Greek, but I'm just saying, or, like a counterpart of Atlas is a feminine. I think women do so much in holding up the sky or doing their work. So I think as a group, we need to encourage children, and those people who are mothers, have to sons, have brothers, tell them that a woman is like a flower. She needs to be treated with respect. And just by treating a woman with respect, it doesn't mean you're casting a slur on your being a man. See?
You don't
Because
lose
it's
anything
like,
by giving.
no, it's complimenting. You're complimenting the society. So it's really important that women are treated well, and that they are given opportunities to realize their full potential.
So what do you suggest? How do you suggest we be proactive about this? We still have a couple of minutes.
Educate your community. Well,
Okay.
viewers who are watching this, if I may address the viewers of
please.
this very interesting show, Yogaxpress, which is a nice weave. You have a nice tapestry here, which you have woven. What I would like to suggest is that, go out to your community, talk to people, and you don't have to be a millionaire, because if you have the thought, if you have the will, you can do it. Just make sure people are treated with respect. And I hate to say this, that, I was in Germany with my aunt, and then she's 79 years old, God bless her. And when she was getting out from the train, she asked the person to help her. He said, "Nein," very rudely. So what I'm trying to say is just show the respect, because by respecting a woman, you're respecting yourself. Thank you all.
That's very nicely put. Thank you. Lovely
Thank you.
sentence. Thank you.
Thank you.
For a special peek into Dr. Padmini Murthy's book, Women's Global Health and Human Rights, visit the link that's going to come up. It's right there on the screen. You can see it. And if you want to email her, email Dr. Murthy if you wish, and she will answer any questions related to the book. Now, you can get free consulting from her, but by all means, if you have questions about the book and about women's health, women's rights, please email her. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
being
so
with us
much.
on the show. Thank you, Josie Ann.
I think that's a great subject, and I'm so glad that she was able
Thank
to
you
speak
very
on
much.
it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
That's
for your
wonderful.
support. And it
And
was
you know-
nice to have a man on the show.
Exactly. You need to hear this, and you carry our message out there.
I agree.
Thank you for being with us,
Thank
you
Janet.
very much.
And
Thank you as
your
well for
music
the
is
music.
beautiful. Let's
Thank you
listen
very
to
much.
that, enjoy it. We can just go into our stretches and enjoy India's music. I'm just going to go into some prompts.
Just do something.
Bhanu, your idea of enjoyment is not our
My idea is stretching.
I'm going to do my fish. I'm going to do my fish.
Are we off the air? Can we keep enjoying ourselves?
It's a wrap.
Thank you, Shanti.
Good job, Mimi. Thanks.
Thank you, Meredith.
Good.
Thank you.
Danny and Josh, we love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really
Thank you
appreciate
for-
having
I'm
me.
really glad we got a good statement from you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Listen, Jenna, we'd love to have you on, and you can tell us what inspired you, and hopefully bring the yoga connection.
Thanks so much.
She now has a yoga experience. Beautiful face.
Tails are always over.
Next time, so I can interview
On the
you
board,
properly.
I'm wearing like a.
No, not the medical
Even
side. Even for interviews.
That's okay. We can do it. Medical. Good. See, because that was
Very nice, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Janet, we're going to have you one of the shows as a health expert. As you should come on. I'll tell you what, I have a couple of people lined up. You have the shoot dates for the next couple of weeks, right?
Nice to meet you.
Because in September,
gave you
maybe in September, I'll let you know because there are little pockets of slots.